You could be wiser as an educated advisor. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and money color commentator. On today's show, protecting Social Security benefits from taxation, part 5 in our series on millennial tax-free retirement. All here on Let's Get Down to Business. Well, welcome to our 5th segment. We're talking about millennial tax-free income, and think about it. We've talked about HSA plans, Roth IRAs, cash value, life insurance, and HECM reverse mortgage income. All of these are income processes that do not infringe on your Social Security. So those 4 staples should be in every millennial retirement's plan, because that's under current code. That's how you build a tax-free retirement. Now, Social Security itself could be taxed on its own benefits, and that's why it's really great to think through your deductions and your exemptions, maybe even tax credits, to see if I can lower my tax bracket or my taxable tier from tier 2 to tier 1, or even tier 1 and have none. That's the goal. So let's look at Social Security a little bit. Ordinary income tax on my Social Security on whatever is exposed, and it has 2 tiers of taxation. Most of the people that I'm dealing with right now that are taking RMDs, I wish I could have discovered them earlier, their RMDs are already having money triggered on Social Security on tier 1. Their RMDs are only exacerbating the problem because now they're being bumped up to tier 2 taxation on their benefits because of their qualified plans. And as I've mentioned in other videos before, remember, municipal bonds, I know your heart, you want to beat and defeat taxes, but it's sometimes the preference item on a municipal bond, that bond could be triggering an alternative minimum tax. So just a heads up. And remember, all of your bond income flows over to the provisional income test of Social Security, and it taxes it. So just keep in mind, be aware, everything you do has consequences, and you want to look at it from a tax management point of view. If you're not doing tax management in retirement, you're doing a disservice for your client. It's not just investments, it's not just risk tolerance, it's not just putting them in the right frame, whether it's HSA or Roth, or cash value life insurance or HECM, but it's the overall tax issues, because our goal is to give them the most money during retirement as possible. Now, if you continue working under your full retirement age, $1, right? Under your full retirement age, $1 of every benefit is going to cost you. You're going to lose money doing that. I keep trying to tell people, please try to limp into age 70. It's, scrape or scrape. It'll be worth it in your long haul. And if you've reached your full retirement age, like yours truly, hey, $1 of benefit is lost for every $3 that I earn. So I'm trying to push it out at least to 70 so that I can get the maximum use and not have a discount because of taxation on my earnings and taking Social Security at the same time. To me, you need to think this through. Math is the math. Tax issues during Social Security distribution could really chew into your benefits, and it won't be as good for you in your retirement. If you can hold off to age 70, remember, especially if you're married, most males are going to die before their female counterparts, 87% of the time. So you're actually making a decision on what she's going to get. So if I'm looking at a conventional marriage and I'm sitting there looking at 87% of the time the male dies first, then that number, whatever our number is going to be based off when we triggered the distribution. I don't want that to be age 62. I don't want it to be full retirement age of 66. I want that to be at age 70. You're talking about an 8% simple increase. That's a good rate of return. I don't know of any real advisor that can pull off 8% between full retirement age 66 and age 70 when you can take out the max. That's a 132% increase. I just don't have the kind of beta risk on that. That's a great number and it's a great return. So I want you to think about that and really think, I need to start teaching my clients this. Now, for the boomers, for myself, we're at 132, and as I told you before, there's 2 divisions in the boomer land. You have the 1943 to 1954, and that's going to be the most maximum benefit that will ever be paid out right now, at least, under the law. So after full retirement age, we're looking at a 132% return based on our full retirement age of 66. Is this not worth it? And I say it's totally worth it. Now, the next baby boomer section is 130. So there's a small 1 1/3 year drop off, return on waiting to 70. It's still totally worth it. But if you're down here in 1960 or you were born after 1960, that number drops to 124. And so they're already scaling back. You're already seeing an 8% drop between that 1954 in 1960, only in that short period of time, and they're already starting to make a mark like that. To me, you need to look at this and look at this hard. It's possible that these numbers could change. This isn't in granite, and it could change. We could see millennials actually not being able to take constructive receipt until maybe 68 to 70. So already we're looking into the future. But here's your numbers now, and this is why it's so important. If you're a boomer and you're between 43 and 54, waiting from age 66 for 4 years only is a 132% increase. 8% simple. I think my compounded was 5.24 or something like that for compounded. Rates of return that have no beta risk to it. To me, that's a way to go, and you need to look at those numbers. Now, this is probably the most coveted tax sheet that if I was going to have to walk through it with every advisor, RIA, insurance agent that deals with the public needs to learn how to use the taxation of Social Security benefits. This is a huge issue, and some of these, like this and the last slide, are provided by Advices Advance. I'm a contributing author for them, and if you say, Steve, I want this sheet, if you'll just write me to steve@lifesizesolutions.com, I'll send you this free, but I'll send you a 30-day free trial that you can use Advices Advance for yourself. I've been using it since 1990, been a contributing author for the last 6 years. I've lived on this one sheet that determines the taxation of Social Security benefits. Once you learn this basic sheet, you'll be able to walk into any seminar or client meeting and show them the ramifications of not doing tax management. And there are certain carriers that also give overlay 1040s where you can show the drama of using tax advantage products like we're talking about today and using those as another bulwark to keep my Social Security benefits from being taxed. So if you say, I've never done it, it's easy, it's a good format, it's in Advices Advance, happy to send it to you and the 30-day free trial. Now, when I'm looking at Social Security, and I've told you I wanted to wait till age 70, once I learn the tax issues, I'm going to combine all 4 of those thinkings that I just gave you. HSA accounts, tax-free. Roth IRA, tax-free. Cash value life insurance, as long as it's done correctly, tax-free. Reverse mortgage, tax-free. All 4 of those tax-free income do not appear on the provisional income test for Social Security. Any deductions I'm going to have as a senior, any exemptions I'm going to have as a senior can be used to keep Social Security benefits from being taxed. If you do this right, and as think a little bit ahead, I need about a 2 to 3 year thinking ahead before we retire, we should be able, as a millennial, to construct, under current law, a totally tax-free retirement. The only exceptions to the rule, again, if I'm in a very, very high tax bracket, I'm probably going to still stay in ERISA products like 401k or an IRA, but I'm going to start also converting them to Roth as I hit my 50s slowly so that I don't bump myself into another bracket. I also want to go do the match. If my employer is doing a match, I want to do the match, and I'll worry about converting, again, wait a little later. I have to take the free money. That's just the way it is. But more than likely, most of the people that are millennials today are really not going to be in a high tax bracket, and they're not getting a match. So I completely say the math is on this side of the equation through HSA, Roth IRA contracts, cash value life insurance, and reverse mortgage. Those 4, plus using your deductions and exemptions with Social Security, can give you a tax-free retirement from not only millennials, but maybe even some of our Gen X and Gen Y. I hope you enjoyed this series on millennial tax-free retirement. And keep in mind, before moving forward with any of the ideas on the show, always check with your tax consultant, legal counsel, or compliance officer. And don't forget, you can subscribe to my consumer show, Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game. Daily content that you can post on your website, social media accounts, and database distribution. I'm Steve Savant. Thanks for watching.